Hello, good morning, happy Sunday. If you're watching this in the afternoon, I hope you've been having a great day so far. And I realize that some of you watch this days after I post these videos, so that's okay too. I hope you're having a great day so far. I'm watching the snow fall lightly and gently outside our window. It's so peaceful out there, and that's kind of a great reminder for how I want to be this year. Last year it was about living with joy and vibrant and connectedness to people, and that all came through for me in spades. And this year I'm adding peace to the mix, because when I am at peace, I am more open, my heart is softer, I can get more stuff done, and I do it in a way that honors my desire to connect with the right people to help them move forward in whichever way I can be of assistance. And that is a great blessing. So here we are. This morning's meditation started off with a reminder that how we spend the first 30 minutes of our day will determine, and this is science proved, I guess they've done some research into it, that how we spend the first 30 minutes of our day will determine the tone of our day. And 12 hours later, there will be a reflection of how we started off our day. And that made total sense to me, because for the last several months, I have been starting my day with waking up, drinking my lemon water, putting some coffee or tea on, and coming to my meditation room, lighting a candle and meditating, and then doing my Facebook story, which helps me. It's like the next progression for me from my meditation. I find a picture and a theme that I would like to continue with throughout the day. You may have noticed that if you've been watching my Facebook stories. And then I think about what I'd like to do in my daily video. So that does take up about, hey, good morning, Paul. That does take up about 25 or 30 minutes of my day. And sometimes I do my meditation after breakfast. I try to do it first thing in the morning. And the rule on Sundays is, because Ralph and I do spend a lot of time talking about what's going on globally, as everybody is, I'm sure, I have a rule that we do not talk about any of that stuff. No politics, no COVID, no nothing, until after we finished our breakfast in peace and quiet. And I really like that. And I invite you to do the same. Don't start scrolling through Facebook. Don't start scrolling through all the news stories. Just find a way to set the tone with peace and quiet in the morning. So the meditation this morning also invited us to think about something that we would like to set an intention about. And for me, it was forgiveness that came up quite quickly for me. And I realized that forgiveness is how, good morning, Naomi, forgiveness is how I achieve my peace. And when I am upset about something, angry about something, disappointed, all of those negative feelings, that is when I lose my peace. That's when my heart gets closed up. That's when everything gets tightened, and it's all about expansion. We want to be living with expansion. And one of the things that I realized right away that popped into my head, forgiveness, was about something that happened with somebody I care about yesterday, and we had a little bit of a tiff, and then I realized it was nothing. This person was upset about something else, took it out on me. We had a bit of a flux, but once I realized what was going on, it wasn't a big deal. And one of my superpowers, as I say, is empathy. I do find it very easy to put myself into somebody else's shoes and try to see their point of view, what's going on. And that really helped a lot. And the other thing about this morning was a much bigger forgiveness. And I'm sure that there are many of you who find yourself on the other side of the fence when it comes to belief in what is happening right now. And my forgiveness is this morning that I needed to work on was forgiving other people who are still, and I would say blindly, because they're only following what they hear in mainstream media, blindly living in fear, shutting down their lives, not living fully. And it gets me really frustrated and sad. It's impacting. Our family would normally be celebrating Orthodox Christmas Eve on January 6th. And this is probably one of the few times in my life that I will not be doing that with my family. And that makes me so sad. And it's because of their choices. And one of the things that I do a lot of is research and input. And as I said, not just mainstream media. And when and any of you can do this, I invite you to do this. I'm not doing any conspiracy theories here. Go into the City of Toronto COVID website, and you will see that their hospitals are well below the levels that they need to be stable for acute care beds, for intensive care. In fact, the numbers stabilized over the last 2 weeks. They're lower than they've been before. They're still at 70% and 82% capacity. That's the fact. I looked into our Wellington Dufferin Guelph website and found out that there were 9 people total in 200,000 that were in the hospital with COVID, and that's with a positive test. So it can mean you can have other things that are really causing you to be in the hospital, but if you test positive with this false PCR test, you count as a COVID case. But 2 people in Orangeville were in the hospital. This is not a pandemic. This is not something that's people are dropping like flies. I'm not denying that there's something happening, but it's something that happens quite often in our culture, in our country, all over the world, globally. People at risk, like our elderly and those with compromised health who are not healthy, are getting sick. And yes, some are dying, and that I'm not denying any of that. But does that mean that we have to live in fear? Does that mean that we shouldn't be living our lives? I don't agree with that at all. And I think my empathy helps me realize that there are some people who, for whatever reason, and I don't know what reason, are not comfortable with that. And I think it's part of it is the resilience. I talk about that a lot. When you develop a practice of thinking for yourself, critical thinking, and being confident and being healthy, and certainly having a healthy mind and a healthy body and a healthy spiritual practice all help with that. If you don't have a healthy body, you probably are afraid of becoming ill. And I hope you've been taking lots of steps towards getting healthier. We know there are lots of things that we can do, vitamin D3, vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, all those things. And if you take those, get outside, get some sunshine, move your body, you're going to be okay. You really are. 99% of the people are okay. But if you aren't well, then do take those steps to protect yourself. Look after your elderly. I do porch drop-offs for my dad and check up on him, make sure he's feeling okay. I invite all of you to really try to put yourself in other people's shoes. So if you're like me and you have a thought and a belief about what's happening, let's not be too hard on the other people. Let's just gently guide them towards the information. And if they're not ready to accept it, it's okay. It really is. Just treat them with kindness, treat them with love, treat them with empathy. If you are struggling and would like more information, I'm more than happy to give it to you. As you can see, I'm not some crazy, I'm not wearing tinfoil on my head, like all those things that but I do dig down and I find a global truth that is happening with all of these things, and I'm okay with everything. And yeah. So today I took some Forgive, put it into my hands, inhale deeply. Peace over my heart, over my pulse points. Meditate, pray, do whatever you have to do. Moving your body physically is really beneficial. But think about how you are starting your day. I'm just going to get back to the start of this video. Think about how you start your day. Are you starting it scared or worried? Are you starting it angry? Are you starting it befuddled? I invite you to, and you can start right now, just press that reset button right now. I invite you to practice some gratitude. Enjoy some beautiful things, some music. There are beautiful scenes, there are beautiful movies. There are lots of things filled with beauty that so many of us are not seeing right now because of the shutting down that's happening. So think about how you start your day and work on it. It's a practice. It's a practice. There are days that we all struggle. It happens to me. But practice and remember that life is meant to be lived. I love you all. If you would like to learn more, contact me. And I invite you to have a wonderful, soulful Sunday. All right. Bye-bye.